welcome back to I Can't Be the Only One podcast. This is your host, Genesis Shiloh. If you're new here, welcome, and just be ready to learn new things along with me. So, today we're going to talk about things I wish I knew when I just moved out. I moved out when I was about 19, and along the way, I learned a couple things that it would have been so helpful to me to know beforehand. So, I do want to share these with you. So I want to share with you guys about different affordable housing programs, how to get help on your bills, how to do your taxes for free, and a couple of tips that I've learned about having credit. Let's get started on affordable housing. When I moved out, I started with first I worked in UPS, which was like a very low income that I was receiving. Then I moved on to another company and I wasn't getting that much income as well. So I did have to save up. I needed to learn how to budget. And all these things I learned on the way as I started to become more independent from my parents. And one of the few things I really wish I knew before moving out was having that extra help when it comes to paying for rent. And I just found out that many of the counties or cities you might be living in actually have different kinds of affordable housing programs. Sometimes you might need to call different apartment complexes and then just ask, just tell them like, hey, do you guys have any programs that help out with low income or that can help me get a reduced rate for rent? And I'm gonna show you a couple of websites you could go on. Usually it's on the city website that you just search up on your computer, affordable housing near me or affordable housing in this city.
So if you guys are watching the video version of this podcast, you're going to be able to see how I'm going into this website. I'm looking up affordable housing in San Francisco. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on the one that ends in GOV. This should be the city page. And as you can see, it gives you information about affordable housing, what your income should be in order to qualify for these, and what the rent would be.
Most of the programs that I have personally reached out to, they base your rent depending on the amount of income you do per month. And like everything, we all need a head start. We all need help because not all of us make this big amount of income that we can afford to pay a luxury apartment. And sometimes we need that help, and that's totally fine. There should be absolutely no shame about that because, like I said, everyone starts somewhere, and you should be proud of yourself for moving out, for becoming more independent, for using those resources that are out there to help you. Sometimes we try to keep up with the lifestyle that we can't afford simply because we're trying to impress other people. And that shouldn't be the case with everyone, you know? You shouldn't try to impress someone else. You should try to live a lifestyle that you can afford and that you can live comfortably in and be happy instead of trying to keep up with trends and all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, you're unhappy and you're in debt and it's just chaos all over. So using this resource that is out there is being smart. The second thing I want to talk about is getting help with your bills. As I grew up, I would see my parents struggling with paying bills, paying the rent, paying for groceries. So there's so many things you need to pay when you become independent. So many things that maybe when you're a child, you really don't think about. And most of the times because your parents don't show you. So when you move out, most of the apartment complexes do include in your rent bills and then others don't. And when they don't, I do want to inform you that there are also programs out there that help you lower your bills depending on what you make. I've personally used two, which one was through Edison for the electricity bill. That helped me out a lot, especially during summer because I would leave my AC on for my little dogs. I had two dogs and I had to leave them in the apartment. So I had to leave the AC on so they wouldn't get like hot in there. So I had to use that, and When I tell you the rates were so low, sometimes I would only have to pay maybe like $25 at most. But other than that, if the less I used electricity, the less I paid, but it wasn't a crazy amount. I also used the gas company. For them, I think the most I paid was maybe $13. I didn't cook a lot, but it did help me. So I do notice the difference that it makes when you apply for those low income resources. They help you, and like I said, there shouldn't be any like low stigma about it. You shouldn't be embarrassed about it. You're just really helping yourself out. At the end of the day, you're the one that is getting the help. The next thing I want to talk about is how to do your taxes. So, doing your taxes was another big struggle. I don't understand why. Well, okay, at least in my school, they never taught us how to do taxes. So, when I turned 18 and I had to do my taxes because I had a job already, I was completely confused. In schools, I don't know why they don't teach them. At least in my school, like I said, they didn't teach me. They didn't tell me, oh, you do it like this and like that. I feel like it should be something that people should start teaching more. So if you're in the field of education, I do encourage you to like help your students out, because it's like a life skill. You need to do taxes all the time, otherwise the IRS is going to come and get you. So I've seen so many memes out there that they say the IRS is thinking, oh, I'm thinking about a number from zero to jail. And that's very true, because if you don't know how to do your taxes and you do them incorrectly, you can go to jail. So I was extremely scared of that. I was confused on how to do it. And then when they give you your W-2 forms, there's like so much information in there. And I would be like, how am I going to fill this out? I don't even know where to get started. And I remember I was going to ask my manager to help me do it. And I was just so embarrassed. I was embarrassed because I honestly thought that it was something I already needed to know as like an adult, but I didn't. So I found out about TurboTax. I did hear from a couple of friends and families that you could go to like different people and they could do it for you for a fee, which is great. I love that there's that service. But as I'm trying to become independent, there's some things that I really need a budget on. I need to cut off money from to be able to save up, pay my bills. So as I was managing this chaos between should I go to a person and pay them, but then I'm not gonna have enough money to put in my savings account because I need to move out already, I found out about TurboTax. And in their website, I'm gonna show you here, in their website, they help you do your taxes. It's free. You can pay a fee online, which helps you like be with an agent and they're there ready for like any questions you have. But other than that, I've been doing it ever since 2018 till now. I've always been doing it on TurboTax and it's completely free. So the way it works is that when they give you your W-2 forms, it gives you an employer and it gives it gives you an employer ID. So that ID, that you put it into the TurboTax website, and from there they extract the information like directly from your W-2. And all you have to do is just go step by step. It's very simple. It's like filling out the application yourself, but with guidelines, and it has like those little info icons that if you're not sure what something means, you can press on it and it will define it for you. So one thing, maybe if you don't know what it means to be head of a household, it will give you that little information thing, like it's an eye and a circle. You click on it and it will tell you what it means, and then you could make the decision being like, oh, okay, no, I'm not a head of a household, or yes, I am. So TurboTax really helps you. It's a great tool for you to use, and the most important thing, it's free. And it helps you, it guides you. Like I said, you can pay if you want to have a life agent there. But other than that, I found it myself very easy and it has been great. I've done my income right. The IRS hasn't come to get me yet, so I'm doing something right, you know? So it is a step-by-step system online. It's very easy. Also, the thing I really enjoy about it is that whenever I need my documents, I just log in and I could download it in PDF form. It gets sent to my email. So it's very convenient. And like I said, it's very easy to use. And the last thing I do want to talk about is about opening up credit lines. Having a credit is very important because it helps you maybe to finance a car, to get a home loan, to get a general loan. It helps you, but it can also destroy you pretty much. So, one of the things I really did wrong was that I opened up too many credit lines. I thought it was super easy to just open credit here, there, everywhere because like I said, at the time I didn't make much income. So when I needed like new tires, I opened up a credit line in order to be able to pay that monthly. But as I grew up, I realized that maybe I should have not gone with like a big company to get my tires. I could have gotten some used ones or something that doesn't require me to open up a credit line because now up until now I haven't used that credit card and it's just like an open credit on my file. So if you have too many inquiries, your credit score goes down, and that's bad. So don't open too many credit lines. Sometimes it's tempting to do it, but don't. There's another option that I've seen, I recently learned about, which is Afterpay, which is amazing because you can go to like different clothing stores, shoe stores, or any kind of store that's online, and then before you check out, it gives you the option of Afterpay. So pretty much you put in your information and then you could do interest-free payments. I think it's like twice a month you have to make a payment. I'm not sure, but that's like an extra help that you can get instead of opening credit lines everywhere. But it is important to start building up your credit. So if you do open up a credit card, remember to use the amount that you already have that you can pay back. Don't use something over what you can't pay because I've personally done it. As of right now, I'm still in debt. So I do want to get that out there to you. Don't spend recklessly. Have a goal in mind and know how much you can actually afford because then you're just going to go in debt and then that's like a whole nother thing it's hard to get out of. So I suggest you don't overspend. That's the word I was looking for. Also, when you're going through whatever credit card line you want to open, look at how much cash back you can get. Because like in Discover, most of the purchases, I believe they give you between 1% or 1.5% cash back, which is great because let's say you spend an amount of money, you get cash back from there. And that cash back, you can either use it to pay your credit card or you can use it as a savings. So it gives you benefits. Make sure you look out for that. Also, there's some banks out there that, depending on your age, I believe there's this one bank that if you're under the age of 23, they either waive the annual fee on your credit cards or on your bank account in general, or they give you a reduced interest rate because you're underage or because you're a student. So make sure you start looking for those those student discounts or those specifically like under a certain age discounts. And one more thing, be aware of how much APR you're going to be paying for. Okay, so that would be all for today's episode. I hope that some of the information that I've used becomes helpful to you, and maybe if you know someone who might need this information, please share this video and just let me know down in the comments what kind of resources you've used, what things you might want me to talk about, or simply like a story that you have about when you moved out. I would really like to read those stories, and remember to give this video a like, subscribe if you're new. You can find me on Instagram with my username at Genesis Shiloh. And like always, stay safe, be kind to others, and I'm super proud of you for any accomplishment you've done this week. Remember to be the best version of yourself. Don't be a replica of someone else. And I can't wait to see you guys next time.